What is up? So I got some unicorn pack games for you today. And I've been really messing with this pack in ranked. I've been hovering around 1900. I'm really trying to find a way to make the pack consistently viable. And into Turtle Pack, I've kind of only found two solid methods, and they involve Ouroboros, as you know. It's probably the most busted line in the pack. It can beat any other pack. Their best lines can fail in comparison to a high roll Ouroboros build. But other than that, the best choice kind of is Unicorn. Unicorn, if you have the setup, can be like a turn 5 monkey, which is absurd. But you do have to have like a bush on the board, or have to hit wall chicken every turn, or have another ailment pet. So it's a lot more setup than a monkey would obviously require. But you can get it way earlier, and then you can have crazy synergies with like what's it called, Visitor, aka the alien. Yeah, and Unicorn's so good, and the Ouroboros is so good. I've been liking Wyvern a lot. So here I have a chance to find an Ouroboros. I don't find one, so I'm just probably gonna stack the Wyvern. Guess I didn't have to stack it yet, but I've been liking buying mandrakes here, just because it's so common for them to buy flamingos and spiders when you're fighting Turtle Pack. And if not, Mandrake still hits something. Sometimes it's useful. This fight, not so much. It didn't really do anything. It hit a worm. So here it was kind of bad. A camel is kind of hard to deal with. So we're really going to have to unicorn to get our stats over the camel stats. That or we need to hit an early visitor to kind of help deal with it. I do wonder, is Ouroboros so good I should be taking tier up 4? I think with this setup, like I have George W on the board, I can just look for the unicorn. Especially with these wyverns. So we have really good odds of finding it. If we don't, it feels really bad. But at least with 2 tier ups, even if you don't find unicorn, you can probably find some other synergy. Maybe like a rock and a chimera. Even though that wouldn't really be great for us right now. We do get the unicorn. I'm just going to insta-buy it to clear the shop out for the next tier up. Get a second unicorn. So now I can get value from my Baku. Not my Baku. My George W. And from the wall chicken. So I'm getting basically 2 monkey buffs this turn. The wall chicken did cost 2 gold, but I got an extra 3 attack out of it. So not bad at all. I don't really have a good buff target. I couldn't buff the unicorn, so I ended up just buffing the wyvern. There's odds he could stay till like turn 9 at least. But now I have a brain cramp, something actually worth buffing. While I still have these 2 unicorns, I kind of want to find a wall chicken. That way I don't have to combine them. You can get double value. So I had the gingerbread, the small one, because I would wall chicken this one. And I find it. Find another wall chicken for next turn as well. That's pretty good. And we still get stats in our brain cramp. At the position like this, trying to one-shot the camel, which we still fail to do, but we do win this round anyways, so that's really good. Now we're scaling. I want to find a visitor. With a visitor, I can kind of start double scaling. I'm kind of double scaling now when it costs money. But as soon as I find a visitor, which I do here, I could half combine my unicorns. So this fight, no, I'm going to have to half combine. If I do it right, I can get a bush trigger and a visitor trigger in battle. Yeah, I do. Yeah, this will be good. This also helps deal with the big front camel problem. Yeah, Brain Cramp did 24 damage to that guy. That's pretty good. Find another visitor. They're in the walls, they're in the shops. Hopefully we'll find another one. We could do with the level 2 since we have unicorn. I do end up scaling bush this turn, but I wanted to scale some stats on this visitor, which is fine. I do like him having some stats so they can't just put anything in the front to deal with him. They have to put something decently sized. Oh, we find another one. Take the brain crap level, take the visitor level. I find a serpent, and I can now start scaling two things with visitor. So I decided to just take an early serpent. I mean, he's going for big numbers. Serpent's gonna do well into that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get a lead on scaling this guy, hoping the brain cramp can kind of hold me off for a while. Which the brain cramp is doing a great job right now, especially with the exposed. He's just always cleaving through two giant units. Take a big mana potion so he can get some value out of the sea serpent. It's also having mana potions usually not enough, but combined with this visitor, it kind of is enough. If this happens to hit a target that's got the icky on it, it's going to do a ton of damage. You don't really need a gingerbread when I have a chocolate. It's not like I'm going for a team spirit build anyways. Yeah, we're still going to clear all the way through. They are scaling. They're scaling a rooster too. I'm not too concerned about. Though having a bunch of like summons can be kind of concerning. Looking for more mana potions. Currently don't have a way to get more. Don't need this serpent yet, but I like the idea with my life that I could maybe get serpent 3. Especially with gingerbread being an option. But yeah, they get there this turn. We don't have enough mana to kill that camel and dragon. Our positioning is kind of unfortunate, because we would like the sea serpent to go off before the brain cramp, but we need the visitor to die first, so we can't really have that. Though we do find more mana. That's pretty good. We do have an interesting salmon here. I think I consider it and decide to just set up for it, where I'm going to go for salmon, leveling visitor, and sea serpent. Which I do find another visitor. I decide to sell now. I guess this is fine. I'm kind of hoping to win this turn, that this is just enough. And if not, I'll have next turn. But yeah, we don't get the visitor level, so the exposed doesn't reach the camel, which ends up mattering, right? Because let's see, this is gonna do, well, it does 0, but it would have done 14 and it would have been doubled. So yeah, it would have been enough to win this fight had we got a level on the visitor. Turns out we should have put our chocolate here. But now I take a cornucopia, get a popcorn, take the visitor, so now he should reach the camel. Just throw the popcorn on the salmon. He's the highest tier, and hopefully he's just going to be in the back as a 1-up. He does 4 squad, but only 4 squads, so he can get another rooster summon and abuse my salmon. But I don't think that's enough to help him. We get exposed in all his team. Yeah, there we go. Now that serpent just obliterates him. And he didn't need a lot of mana to do it. So I have another visitor game. This one was a little bit faster. Yeah, I really like Bunyip, Bush Start, and then kind of just look for a Baku. That way you can get some permanent stats on your Bunyip. But I don't find any pairs, unfortunately. I do like just taking random Cuddle Toads, though. You can just use the toys for a little bit of tempo. See, we do find a Baku, but do I even want it? I do. Decided to skip the Cuddle Toad. Let's take more Bakus. And now I can sell the Cuddle Toad. Just take Crystal Ball. To me, it's usually always Crystal Ball or the weakness one. Crystal Ball's a little bit better in the mirror, but into pack 1, the weakness one's probably better. But I did want to win this round, so I took the Mana Snipe. I think that would be better. It's not like it's going to last very long anyways. Oh, we got 2 triples. We'll probably rip both of these. Oh, Brain Cramp or a Skeleton Dog. Kind of tough. Decided to go with the Skeleton Dog for more scaling. Freeze the Lucky Cat because I have a Pogo in the shop. That makes sense. Next turn I can kind of hope to just hit another Pogo, and then we'll be making bank. I've been liking putting stats on Bush here with like the Skeleton Dog. Just because the Bush is going to be, if we hit Unicorn, he'll be around for a while. Also, while we have the Baku, he'll be around for a while. This Baku could go at any moment if we find another Pogo. Pretty much only goes if we find a Pogo. And we do. It's almost tempting to sell the skeleton dog here, but decided to keep it. Then skeleton dog will hit either of these. I don't care which. They're equal stats. I don't lock wall chickens going into turn 5 if I don't have a triple. Also with bush, it's like if you hit unicorn, you don't need it anyways. Oh, tie this round. Fine by me. That to just porridge the healthier pogo. Take a lucky cat. Other bush, I don't care. Yeah, I don't know why I changed positioning up now, but doesn't matter. Just looking for triples. Looking for more pogos. Looking for a lucky cat. I would like to just level the lucky cat to 3 in battle if I could. But that's kind of hard to do these days. Win that round. Don't get any skeleton dog stats, but small price to pay to take a life. Hit the lucky cat. Let's go decide to rip it now. Just for this exact reason. I have bush. Unicorn's still really good. Now it's like I have a monkey. I was looking for gingerbread, because I was going to gingerbread lucky cat to get the level 3 in battle. But now I don't really need it as much. Still going to lock it though. I can put it on the smaller pogo for when I decide to combine. Now I'll just scale lucky cat while I can, because eventually that lucky cat will probably get a gingerbread. Yeah, now he's doing huge work. They did hit penguin, but I don't really care. They are going big pigeon, after all. This is the B-roll for a reason. I be finding myself... I like ambrosia, but when I have unicorn, I be skipping it a lot. Just because ambrosia kind of gets in the way of your scaling a lot of the time. Decided to take it, probably because they're so low. But I think I end up regretting this ambrosia and end up removing it anyways. But for now, it's probably fine tempo. And I need to scale the pogo. But like, buying the ambrosia makes it where I can't scale my lucky cat with a unicorn anymore. And that's kind of bad. But we're probably going to win this turn. Now that I have the unicorn like this, the 1.5 with gingerbread, I really want something like a visitor, which I do find. I might just buy them. I should have actually bought this wall chicken, because I end up doing silly positioning. But it's like, I didn't really care about this ambrosia, but I could have done something else. Could have at least wall chickened it. That way I would have got the extra 2/2 from the unicorn. But it doesn't really matter. The game's over. This positioning was bad too, and we still just win. But we just had such a massive lead that we were always going to win. But yeah, I love Visitor. I love everything about him. I love that it's Alien. From the Alien movies, I think that's super cool. To have like a sci-fi horror movie kind of creature in the game. I'm a big fan of that. Also, I love that his like abilities, so like actually what the alien does, it just puts acid on everything near it. That's super cool. Well designed, Teamwood. But yeah, if you like the video, maybe subscribe. Have a good one, everybody.